think it's a way of the future that the whole technology deal is evolving.
We saw all our competitors starting to use this technology, and in order to be competitive with them, we said, you know what, we need to jump in.
5 years ago, you were kind of at the point where contractors were looking for an edge, but now you have to have these tools to compete.
The product has sped up our productivity immensely. It's been unbelievably phenomenal.
The second year was what really opened the eye when you started really getting double and 3 to 4 times the footage. You know, that's when you really started seeing the return on it. At the end of the day, that's how you make money. It's footage is what wins the race.
We considered machine control and automation about 2 years ago on a project, and we used it as a rental from the rental fleet at Caterpillar, and instantly could see that we could gain. We had 15 trucks dumping and moved right ahead incredibly fast, laid material incredibly fast, and then we knew that that was something we needed to go towards for production.
The companies we see making a change are almost anyone, from heavy highway, site civil, dredging, drilling. Companies are getting on the automation bandwagon, firstly for increased productivity, and also it provides them with continuous information on site that they never had available to them before.
We picked up this big job in 2011. It was like $1 million contract, and it had a timeline. We didn't have a ton of guys, so we said, you know what, we need an edge. What can we use? If this will do the job quicker, we need to buy it. So we jumped in and bought it. Project went great, finished it on time, and we liked the stuff so much before the job was over, we ended up buying another basin rover and one more kit for our other dozer.
We just did a job. I had 2 machines on site, a 314 with a touch and bench 2D system and one without. Same skill level as operators. The other machine without the touch and bench was anywhere from 350 to 400 feet in 8 hours. And the machine with the 2D touch system, anywhere from 11 to 1,400 feet in less than 4 hours. And that's how you make money.
The jobs I do is basically general excavating, from site work to septic systems, sewer lines, water lines. The biggest challenge is working alone and trying to keep grade and getting in and out of the machine. It was starting to get a little rough on the bones and not too productive.
We were having a lot of staking associated with how we used to do projects, and a lot of those stakes would get wiped out, get run over, whereas now we load the files into the machines and it can recreate it as many times as need be.
Because we have the model built for the entire job, we can progress and work in another area immediately without having to prepare to work in a new area, even though we weren't planning on going there right away.
You don't have to say, I don't have the layout for that. It's in the machine, and you just get going.
I can as-built a site quickly, drop it in my laptop, revise the 3D models, drop it back in the machines, and I can have the changes done within 10, 15 minutes on certain types of projects.
Modeling is the process of taking the 2-dimensional plans you were provided and making them 3-dimensional so that they can be used in your automation. In constructing the model, someone has taken the time to sit down, read through the prints, and build the 3-dimensional data. If you're not familiar with building models, you should use a reputable outside firm. You want the data to be correct and accurate, or you're just going to get frustrated using your automation.
We sub all our modeling out. We usually get 2 built a year, 2 to 3. They're bigger jobs we're doing right now, 7,000, 8,000 feet of road. Usually 1 or 2 models a year tends to keep us busy.
We started with TriPoint helping us out substantially. As our relationship grew, we were able to start doing more modeling in-house, allowing us to increase our productivity in that sense.
When I build a model, I can trust that the site is going to be built exactly the way it was designed. Productivity increases are so vast because you're not having grade checkers and you're not having to rely on a surveyor to come out and check your work.
Our accuracy has improved immensely. We can grade stuff within a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch accuracy. There is a learning curve, but the product is unbelievable. Trust the product, spend the time into it, and it will pay off immensely.
The biggest surprise was how easy it was. Within a day, I had it all figured out and, was running it like I'd been running it for a month.
It was pretty easy to teach the guys. One guy was in his 60s. He was a little skeptical. And he said, yeah, I don't need that, I'm fine, just let me dig. So we said, just put it in there. And he was one of the guys that, as soon as I took it away from him, he's like, hey, where's my screen? I want my screen back. I don't know where I'm at.
We got guys with years of experience down to people that only have months of experience. And their enthusiasm with it is unbelievable.
I was a little nervous about the technology of it. Was I going to be able to adapt to it? Training was excellent. Went through the whole process with me, and he's only a phone call away when I have any issues.
When I first started, my father was totally against the system. It was like, this isn't gonna work, and it was a huge investment initially. He's adapted, now he's in his 70s. He loves the system.
There is a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get used to it, it is really, really simple. You can tell what each button does easily. They're all labeled. They all have their symbols. It's all very easy to change. Nice thing that I like about it is 100% customizable. It can pretty much adapt to how you want it.
The advantages to using machine control, the list is so long it's hard to say, but productivity is the first. Productivity and accuracy and less downtime.
You're not wasting any material. If you want 6 inches, you're getting 6 inches. You're not getting 7, you're not getting 5. So we're using less material and it's done a lot faster.
Our bidding ability has increased with the GPS and the grade control in a sense that we're able to cut our costs with the bidding, as well as the time spent in the field setting up jobs has decreased substantially because of the amount of work we're able to do in-house.
We're just able to do more jobs with the same manpower, but it takes less guys on the job to do the job. That's really the main thing for us.
I think one of the biggest benefits that Cold Spring sees from the technology that we didn't really anticipate at the outset is safety. We don't have grade checkers on the ground around machines like we used to, which is a big safety improvement.
We're providing a really solid as-built at the end of the job, whether it's individual pipe locations and the structures, so it enhances it for the customer and the owner also.
What helps me compete with the bigger guys is being a one-man shop. It's hard to be at both places at once, in the office and on the job. So when I bid the time into the job, I can really go there, get the job done, so I can get on to the next job.
With the automation stuff, it takes some of the stress out of it. Now you can focus on how much dirt is in front of your blade and not so much about whether you're level or not, because the computer is doing all the work.
I've been ecstatic with the Trimble product. The durability of the product is unbelievable. It's weather resistant. I put every product we have to the ultimate test. I drop it, I use it in the pouring rain, snow. I've yet to find another product that outmatch it.
Every time the button's been pushed on, it's worked. No issues whatsoever, just like a Caterpillar's supposed to.
We're a small company and we use it day in, day out to its fullest extent. Most people think they're too small to get into it, but I would say that's definitely not the case.
Start with the 2D automation, get a feel for it, and then upgrade to the 3D.
If you do a lot of excavation work, I think you are absolutely crazy if you do not have this system. It is a huge, huge time saver. I can't say it enough. You guys just have to go out and try it. Trust me, it's worth it.
I get calls from other owners all the time, friends in the business. They're getting ready to make the step and they ask me, what do you think? And without hesitation, I say, I know it's a huge investment, you need to make it. And they've always called up and said, thank you for talking me into that.
It's going to pay for itself real quickly.